Now we have seen about count and distinct method and a single purpose aggregation operations. The next step is to learn about aggregation pipeline. This is very important. Under aggregation pipeline, as I mentioned in my previous video, that there are many pipeline operators. So let us see the key ones. We'll be focusing on this 4 initially. That is a group operator, match operator, sort operator, and limit operator. So these 4 will be using initially under aggregation pipeline. Learning well about aggregation pipeline is very important. So let us see how it works. We'll be using the aggregate method for aggregation in MongoDB. This is the method signature db.collection.aggregate. It takes 2 parameters, pipeline and options. In the pipeline, you'll be specifying the pipeline operators. There are around 16 pipeline operators. Few of them are very important, such as group, match, project, limit, skip, sort, etc. We'll be starting with a group operator first. So group operator. The syntax for using the group operator is somewhat different when compared to your previous MongoDB queries. So you'll be specifying the group operators first, and this field, ID field, is must for a group operator. So it's specified here. The ID field is mandatory. However, you can specify a null value to the ID field. That's different. But this ID field needs to be present for a group operator. Then you need to give the expression. Followed by that, you can specify the field name with the accumulator sets, accumulator with expression. It's very simple to understand about expressions. Let me open the documentation page for expressions. Expressions can include field paths and system variables. To make it simple, just understand this particular section of the documentation. You can access the field names using the dollar symbol before the field name. For example, if the field name is user, you can access the field by using $user for an expression. Similarly, for an embedded document, in case user with name field, you can access that using $user.name, whereas the field path to that is user.name. Let me repeat this. So for instance, if your field name is user, in expression you can use $user to access it. And in the case of an field in an embedded document, for instance, for user.name, you can access the field by using $user.name. It's as simple as that. So this expression you'll be using for a group operator. Now let us proceed to Mongo Booster. The method name is aggregate, that we have seen db dot. The collection name is webrank dot aggregate method. So we got all the auto suggestions here. We're not going to use this one. In our document, let us do a find to see different document types. Dot find. We got different categories. To start with, let us count the number of websites under each category. That is very easy. We'll be using the sum for that. Let me show about sum here under group operator. So we know the syntax for the group operator. The first field is ID, expression is required. The second one is field, and you'll be specifying the accumulator with expression. And for accumulator, below are the options. You can use sum, average, first, last, max, min, all those. Initially we'll be using sum. Let me take to the next line so that it will be very clear. Dollar group. The IntelliSense is showing the API of dollar group. The ID field, that's a must one. I'm going to specify the category. The expression is going to be the category. So dollar category, you know about this already. We have seen it in the expressions. Then the total number. Total number colon. We are going to use a sum. It's going to be 1. Braces are closed. Here also it's closed. Initially, understanding aggregation will be a bit challenging, but if you start doing samples, you'll be getting used with it. It's very easy and it adds a lot of clarity to your query also. So the grouping field name is total number. That's what the syntax is. This is a field 1. The accumulator we used is sum and the expression is 1. Let me execute this. This is the result. Under search we got 3, under social we got 4, under info we got 9 websites. For example, if you want to check that, you can check this using the find query. Category info, so these are the 9 websites. Dot count, it must give us a count 9. So the results are matching. Oops. The results are matching. Under info we got 9 websites. Under search we got 3 and social we got 4. This total number is from the sum accumulator operator. We have grouped using category. We have successfully done our first exercise using group operator. The next step is to use the sort operator. That's very easy. Group ends here. I'm going to use a sort operator. Come on. Curly braces. $sort. You can see the syntax of sort here. Sort, the field name and the order by which it is going to be sorted out. If it is -1, it is going to be in descending order. If it is 1, it is going to be in ascending order. I want to do this one in descending order. On the total number field, total number, which we have used here, it's going to be descending order, so -1. That's it. On executing this, we must see the results in descending order. Yes, it's successfully done. So we got the top category, that is business, with 11 websites under that, info with 9. So the results are in descending order. If I make this as 1, it's going to be in ascending order. So we got the results listed in ascending order. This is how sort works. So second is done. The next step is to calculate the average number of visits to the website. Instead of sum, I'll be using average. Let me change this into average visits. average visits. I'm going to use the same here in the sorting, but in descending order. Instead of sum, I'll be using the average operator. You can see how average works here. Next is expression. For expression, I'll be giving the field name. The field is visits. This must give a result of average visits in descending order. On executing this, we got the result ordered in descending order. We got more visits to the category video, then to search, then to social. So this is how average works.